The following is a short excerpt from my course From Scene to Screen, the HDR Image Pipeline, which you can find at MasterHDRVideo.com. This video is mastered in HDR, and for the best experience, you should watch it in HDR on a television or device with HDR support. One of the most important principles to understand when you start to think about HDR video is the difference between your creative image and the data that you use to store, transmit, and alter that image. This diagram illustrates the scene-to-screen technical image pipeline. We start with light landing on a physical or virtual scene. We capture that light with a camera or render the digital scene with a virtual camera to map the scene's light into digital data, the ones and zeros that make up our video files. We take that data and store it, alter it creatively or technically, and transmit it to a screen that takes the data and converts it back into light. I want to pause for a minute and make one thing clear. The data that we store and alter is not our image. The image is the light we see at a display. The ones and zeros that make up our video files represent our image. And when correctly interpreted by the display will recreate our image. That's an important distinction to keep in mind as we start to talk about high dynamic range video for two big reasons. The first is that as creatives, we tend to think in terms of what we want to see changed in our images. But we have to enact that change by altering our data. We want things to be brighter or darker, more or less contrasty or colorful, or want to restrict the colors we see on the screen in some way. All of these are changes to the image, and we do them by adjusting the gain or gamma, or RGB balance, or saturation, or hue angle adjustments, which are all adjustments to the data. The second big reason to understand the distinction between data and image is because it's possible to store or move the same image using different data. And so long as we interpret the data correctly at the display, we can convert from any data format to another and end up with the same image on the screen. If we accidentally or incorrectly interpret the data at the display, we'll end up with a different image than we started with or intended. The task of preserving the color, brightness, and contrast characteristics of an image when converting from one kind of data to another and interpreting it at a screen is called color management. The links or maps between light and data are called transfer functions, and they tell us how to interpret brightness information captured by a camera and store it as digital values, and how to take digital values at a display and turn them back into light. You're probably already somewhat familiar with transfer functions, since camera log, ACC, linear, gamma 2.4, and gamma 2.6, those are all different transfer functions. To get started with the foundations for understanding how HDR works, the basics of shooting for HDR, and for a demonstration of how to grade and master in HDR, head over to MasterHDRVideo.com and take my full course, From Scene to Screen, the HDR Image Pipeline. Go ahead and share this video with your fellow filmmakers to help them get started working in HDR too. And let me know if you have any questions or comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tips, tricks, and tools for working in HDR. And until next time, I'm Sam Bilodeau, and I'll see you soon.